chance.
So I thought, last time I checked,
Yeah.
it was going to be, there was going to be some, I knew it wasn't going to be that warm,
Yeah.
but it was going to be, there was at least some sun breaks maybe, so that, I'll probably be stuck at the event, but you maybe get some beach time. Usually that's what happens. It's so funny is, it's supposed to be a vacation, but of course I end up working the whole time.
And you love it.
But I do love it. It's awesome. Gwen, we are running live. Yes. Yep. This is Gwen's second appearance on the podcast. You did the first one with your amazing husband, Jason. Cheers to Jason. And by the way, I didn't think about it. He was more than welcome, obviously, but I figured you knew that.
Yeah, he's dealing with some work stress, so he's trying to decompress from that.
Yeah, so, and I was trying to tell her, I did tell her, you guys both had a long career at Farmers Insurance, but, there we go. And that's how you met, but then I can never remember the company he works for now. And you don't have to name it, but is it a completely different industry?
No, same industry.
Okay.
It's insurance related, but now I work there too.
Oh.
That's both of you?
Because I thought you were still doing the technically retired thing, but obviously you do a lot of, I don't know how far you're into this. Are you working with a local cat rescue place, or is this just something you're doing on your own?
I do on my own.
Because you foster a ton, and I'm sure by now you've actually just adopted probably more than you thought you would.
Oh, yes.
4.
But are you still fostering in addition to owning 4?
Yes,
Okay.
as they come to us, because there's a gal in Hawkinson who saw me comment on a cat that showed up in their yard one day.
Okay.
And I said, I wish that would happen. Like, I'd find a cat in my yard, and then I could tell my husband we found a cat and we could keep it. Well, she saw me comment on that, and she, out of the blue, one Sunday night, messaged me and said, hey, I have this cat that we found, but I have 5 cats. I can't keep it at my house. Could you hold it for me until I can find a home for it? And I'm like, sure. So that's how it started.
That was seriously the origin story of this?
Yes.
You didn't have cats before that?
No, I've had cats in my life, but we
Okay.
did not have cats at the time. And this was in 22. 22? I think it was around 22.
Oh yeah, because you got your first cats when you still had Jessie. Weren't there cats there when Jessie was still alive?
One.
Yes. Just one.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So
Jessie.
the dog.
Their dog.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we got that cat. She found a home for it, and then shortly after, this little gal, she works on the golf course, Camas golf course, and she found 3 cats. 2 were trapped in a tree, kittens, little
my
kittens,
gosh.
and they found 2 in the tree and 1 on the ground, and somebody dumped them. And so she found them, and they were itty bitty. And she brought them to us, and we fostered them. And the last one, we were going to Alex's wedding, and we needed somebody to watch the cat. And
so you had them. That would have been
22.
That was October 22. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And so somebody said, "Hey, we're interested. We'll foster, or we'll watch the cat for you while you're gone." And loved the cat, but their dog did not like the cat. The dog wanted to be a princess. So they said, we can't keep. And I said, that's a sign that we're going to keep her. So we have Olive. So Olive is our first one, and she's very timid, scared. But she's now starting to play, which is very cute. But then, so that was our 22 cat, and then Ricky came along in 23.
And Ricky was another.
He was another
rescue,
some
whatever, foster.
random kitten that showed up. And
at your house?
Not at our house. This gal just keeps finding them. She is like a cat magnet.
Wow.
And she's like, we have another cat for you. And Jason was mad because Olive loved me, and only me. And he's like, I don't have my own cat. So Ricky loved Jason. So I'm like, there's your cat. So now we have Ricky. That's our 23 cat.
Okay.
And then in 24, the same gal, she's like, a friend of a friend works with this gal, and she knows somebody who has kittens in her backyard. Her mom had kittens, and it's 100 degrees out. It's July, and it's over 100 degrees.
Yeah.
She can't have them in her house. So we were over at Katie and Brian's, and I got the text, and I'm like, Jason, he's like, okay. So we left, and we went to her house.
Oh, my calendar just notified me.
Oh, well, here I am. Good thing I showed up.
Yes. Sorry, go ahead.
And she had, they were born on my mom's birthday.
Oh,
so I'm like, this is a sign.
It's a sign, yes,
so,
of course.
We brought mom and 3 babies home. I guess she had 5 babies and 2 didn't make it. But they were 2 days old.
Okay.
Wow. And so we brought them home, and we watched these babies grow from little.
Yes.
And then, so the gal that does Jason's hair took one of them, and then another lady, so I can communicate with all the people that have the other two, and they're all doing well, and we kept Mom and Rue, the baby.
So you're up to 4, but you still occasionally foster them.
Oh yeah, in between that time, we have fostered probably 30, 40 cats.
And is this
Wow.
is this just it's not necessarily through an official like local cat rescue company, it's just like a Facebook online community that
It's Haley, this gal named Haley brings me cats.
You're getting them all from her. So
Yes.
it's not a bunch of different
No.
sources.
And then do you post? I'm
Yes.
just curious.
Yes,
on
I
Facebook,
post,
hey,
yeah.
we have this wonderful kitten.
Oh, and that's how you're able to adopt them out.
Now, yes and no, because I really don't like giving them to people we don't know, because
Yeah.
it's
You don't know what
scary.
kind of home they're
and I
going
have
to.
two horror stories from that taught me to this and just terrified me to this day, and I won't do it again. But I've gone down to Husong and Larry. Somebody posted about finding a colony under the deck there, and while I was retired, I sat there for a week and trapped them all. And then we took them
Because
home.
are these wild feral cats?
These
then?
were dumped cats, so they weren't.
They were dumped.
Yes, and I met a local gal that traps. She helped me learn how to trap
Okay.
cats, and she let me borrow her trapping stuff and told me how to do it. And I worked with her to do that, and I took them, and then I got them all to the Humane Society, and the Humane Society took the whole family, fixed them all, and got them all adopted out. And I could follow that whole
But
process.
they can like do all medical care that needs to be
Yep.
done, vaccinations,
Yep.
whatever, and then they can adopt
They
them.
took them out. So at one time, we were fostering. We had our 4. We were fostering those for 2 days because we had to keep I had an appointment on a Friday, and I trapped them all by Wednesday.
Okay.
So I had them at our house Wednesday, Thursday, took them in Friday. And then we had another guy named Pete who we got from a lady who had a stroke. And our
Okay.
neighbor's like, hey, we know this guy, and his mom had a stroke, and this cat's been trapped in her, or left in her apartment for 4 months now with no human communication, contact. He just goes in, feeds it, takes care of it, and leaves. Well, we went over there. It was January, about a year ago now, January, and we took a cage. That cat terrified the crap out of us. He would take you out. He was
How
he
old?
was,
Like an adult cat?
He was 3.
Okay.
And his name was Pete, or his name is Pete, and he terrified me. Like, he was fighting mad.
Yes.
And we got him trapped into the cage, got him home. You couldn't touch him for 3 weeks.
I was gonna say, God, I want to get into the minutia on this because I love this. Is what I love about my podcast is I don't. That's why I don't come in scripted. I told you the last time because all of a sudden we'll go on a tangent that piques my interest and I want to learn more about it. Yes, but also, so Gwen's the official guest, but also I should introduce Krista.
Hello.
She's here. She's here under protest, and I have to say this on the record. Kimmy, you were right. She did want to do the podcast. It's a great story. I'll tell you. I can't wait to show Kimmy this. But there is a learning curve here. Also, an infrastructure of equipment and tools and stuff you have to buy to be able to just go trap a cat like that. That's that feral and crazy. How do you manage it in your home until it calms down and start? Because the cat needs to feel safe. That's the issue. It doesn't feel safe, right?
Oh, it's
It
terrifying.
needs security.
Yes.
But how do you go through the process
No, I'm
of
thinking
keeping it in your
terrified
home?
cat
Does
in
it
a
does it
cage.
already? Does it? How do you make sure? How do you let it use the litter box without it just going crazy and trying to escape?
Well, we're lucky. We have Papa Jerry's suite, so we've got the guest back room
Oh, so
there.
you've kind of turned that into the adopted
That's-
cat, the
yes.
foster room. That's amazing.
Downside is Stephen Long is allergic to cats.
So every time
So
poor
poor
Stephen,
Stephen.
every time they come to visit, yes, that's Alex, which is Pam and Jason's oldest daughter, her stepdaughter.
Oh.
Her husband is Stephen Long. They live up outside of the
Carnation, Washington.
yeah, which is
Yeah.
outside of like Woodinville, kind of out there. But
Okay.
but he's allergic to cats and dogs.
No, yeah.
That's why they had to
the
get the
doodle.
Labradoodle.
Yes.
Just
So poor
He's
Stephen,
allergic to life, I guess.
he can't. Poor Stephen, love you. He just his weekends down here are amazing and miserable at the same time because
Yeah,
he can't
he's-
breathe.
So I have allergy medication back there. But yeah, we start with the bathroom and we contain it and make quiet lights and
The bathroom-
downstairs that's part of the suite area, the guest
right. I
room.
remember the
it's
guest
a pocket
room.
door and it's got
There
a
is a-
walk-in shower.
Is there a bathroom in that suite?
Mm-hmm.
I guess because you have the little kitchenette area,
And
and then
then
you
there's a
walk
bathroom,
in.
and then there's a
Oh,
bedroom.
but it's right there. Okay, I guess I just never used that
Yeah.
bathroom.
So we set it up and the litter box goes in the shower and
Yep.
I had a tent or a fort for him so he could hide and he'd hide under the
Because that
under
probably
the
makes them
toilet.
feel safe. They
Yeah.
need shelter.
Yep, and there are these little plugins you can get that are supposed to be calming for them, so we got those.
Noise or aroma?
Aroma.
Okay.
oh,
And then quiet lights,
Yeah.
and not a lot of noise back there. No interaction with any cats that come into our house can't have interaction with ours because you never know what they have.
Oh, right.
So they're quarantined for many
But
moons.
you've literally turned that into a facility for these
When we
foster
need 'em.
cats.
When
Right,
we
but
need 'em.
but that's what I
Yeah.
meant. This takes a little bit of work and planning and some equipment you have to buy.
And I got lucky because during my time off, like I took a year off, I volunteered at the Humane Society, so you go through all their training, and they tell you, like, as I was going to do fostering, but I never
Okay.
made it there. I just went in and did volunteering. So
Okay.
I did that for 6-7 months, and you learn. And I worked in the cages, and they, teach you.
So that actually worked out good that you had
Wow.
you had the time in that year to do that.
Yeah.
But I didn't think about that. I'm assuming, since they're assuming the Humane Society is going to kind of enlist you as a volunteer, the training's free. They're happy to train you because they want your help.
Yeah, and you learn about things. Like I've had animals all my life, and you learn about things. Like I knew cats could be contagious of things, but I didn't know of what.
Yeah.
And there's feline AIDS, there's feline leukemia, there's
Oh.
panleukopenia. Which if you get that in your house, you can't foster for a year.
Oh,
because
geez.
it'll live for a year.
It'll just wipe
It'll
out
wipe
any
out.
cats
Oh
that
my
come in.
gosh.
Yeah,
And these are specific to cats. They don't go to dogs.
I don't believe
Dogs
so.
probably have their own issues.
Oh, they have
but-
their own issues, but
Yes.
That's
Uh,
crazy
yeah.
because I've come across kittens before and considered just keeping them,
yeah.
which I haven't. But now I know.
There's
they
a
can
lot of things to
take
think.
them
It's
to
not
a
as
vet.
easy as
Yes.
just finding a cat
Exactly.
and adopting it. You need some precautions you need to go
Yes,
through.
and we have funded all of this on our own. So
Right.
there has been no, so the ones we could take to the Humane Society. So Sean LeBlay's mom, she was working in her backyard and she moved a cover on her chair last
Yeah.
year, and all of a sudden a cat ran out.
Oh, jeez.
And she opened it up, and there were little baby kids, like
Oh.
little babies,
Oh.
itty bitty babies.
Oh.
So Sean called me and said, "Hey, I know you know about this. Can you help?" And so I went, I rented a trap, brought it back, trap mom immediately.
Oh, good.
And then the Humane Society said, "You do not bring the babies without mom. We will not take them."
Right.
So I'm like, absolutely. So we got mom trapped. We brought babies. Mom was truly the most feral cat. Like, there's a gal, the trapper. She said people use the term feral. She's like, feral means this, and it's basically you'll never touch this cat. And they say that if you try to, it's worse for the cats if you try to like tame them.
Oh.
Some of them. And this was that one. So they Humane Society, I followed her, and they took her in, they fixed everybody, they weaned the kittens early, got them into foster care, and they said, "We fixed her, we need you to come take her back to where you got her."
Because
And
she's not going to be
she's
able to.
never-
She'll never be
yes.
domesticated.
Right.
It's
It
not
is-
going to happen.
And
Never,
where
ever.
did?
And then we
Where
found
was she found?
in somebody's
Oh.
backyard.
So kind of out when we take the back, like we did it last night on the way to Lane Cellars. We take the back roads. Where I come around that roundabout and there's that little country market we drove by.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
In that area.
a mile or
Okay.
so from that area. Yeah,
So
yeah.
we returned her, and we called her Pepper because she was a very spicy kitten, and they still see her. So she's still wandering, but that's her where she needed to be. But she was fixed. She was given shots.
So
she
the-
was, and they sent
Right.
her
So
back
she's
out
not going to
there.
have another litter. This won't happen
And
again.
that's the trap. It's the trap, neuter, release, or trap. Fix them and release them, and that's what you do. But I've
Yeah.
done that with a few different batches, and then the rest of them we've all found homes for them through people we know, except for two. And one was the last one. Somebody dumped 2 kittens up on a hill in Hawkinson.
Yeah.
And we went out there, and within a minute, I heard the baby crying, and she was this big. She was all a little orange bundle, and then all of a sudden, this little gray and white one came running down the hill at me, and we scooped them both up, and we took them home, and immediately,
Sad.
somebody, and they watched them dump them. Somebody watched this happen. Like the whole post was there. Like we turned around by that time, the car was gone. We saw 5 kittens scurry. We only got 3. 2 different litters, and one lady took the orange one, which we called Fern. We thought it was a girl, but it was a boy. And she sends me pictures, we communicate, and then the other one went to, she's like, "Well, we know this person, it's a good family, we think it's a good family, I wouldn't give you bad advice." And they came in, and we've never heard from them again, and it just didn't sit well with me. And then another one was adopted from a different litter, and she came in and she said, "Do you have any food I could have for the cats?"
Oh.
Well, I'm like, "Oh my lord, oh my lord."
Do you know what you're getting? If you're adopting this, you
Right.
have to buy the food.
You have, yes.
Duh.
Those are the 2 that I was just like, I'm never
Yeah.
giving to another.
They're asking for food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are the pitfalls, but
Wow.
I've run out of people to give cats to
Well, because
that I trust.
each person can only take so many cats.
Yeah.
Are you at your limit? You're not going to do
Yeah.
more than 4.
Well,
I know.
I jokingly told Jason we never got a 2025 cat, so we need to have 2 2026 cats. So
I'm sorry, Jason.
That's hilarious.
don't give me that. He
You're
has a cat.
behind.
He has a cat dad cup that has
Yes.
all the cats on there.
I bet he is
He
awesome.
took for my birthday. He ordered me these little pictures that are the tiles that you can put on that like stick to your wall in the
I
square.
feel like you posted a photo
Yes.
of this. I saw.
And
yeah,
he took
yeah.
all the cats and did an AI generated thing through a company that all the cats are doing office work. So it's our 4 cats doing office
my
work,
God.
and it sits on this wall that I have right behind. So when I'm on a video call, people can see my cats
That's
doing office work.
amazing.
Yeah, so he's looking at all sorts of cat artwork. So he's into the cat thing, whether he wants
Of
to admit it.
course,
or
of
not.
course. He's a big softie. Oh my
He
gosh.
is. He is. And it's a lot easier because with Jessie, she was a lot, and somebody has to come and watch her.
I was going to say dogs are definitely different. Even when they're younger and in good health, dogs take a lot more time and effort.
They do.
Yeah, cats, I guess. Yeah, I mean, like my roommate Ame has 2 cats, and she'll leave town for time, and all I have to do is go make sure they have food and water,
Mm-hmm.
clean out the litter box. But other than that, they're very low maintenance.
They are lower maintenance, yes. And these are those things you learn along the way, and I learned this with Ricky. Again, having animals all my life, I just never knew this until you get into it, but male cats, or cats in general, get dehydrated very easily.
Oh.
So they're not good water drinkers.
They just don't have the instinct.
No, because they usually get their moisture from their food. So when you give them dry food, it's dehydrating. And so people are like,
Oh.
don't give cats dry food.
Okay.
Olive will not eat wet food. She will not. Ricky is getting better about it. The other 2 will eat it. But Ricky, I think he just hurt his back, and it was presenting as something else, and they were worried about it. But they thought it was a urinary blockage because male cats will get a blockage. Well, cats will get a blockage, but males are very
Prone to
prone
it.
to it.
Yeah.
So I ended up taking him to an emergency vet one night, and they took him immediately, like that. They were so concerned about it.
Oh,
but I
crap.
think what had happened is he was wrestling with one of the other cats and fell off the tree
Okay.
and landed on his back. And like the next day, it's like he tweaked his back and he wasn't moving. But
Yeah.
I'd bring him food and he would eat, and drink, bring him water, he would drink. So I think he just hurt his back. But I watched it over the time. But those are the things. You leave cats. They say don't leave them for more than 24 hours without having somebody check on them,
Yeah.
because if something medically, happens with them, you wouldn't know. It might be too late, because those
Right.
things you can only last a couple hours or a few hours. So
That's interesting you say that and it doesn't matter if they're male or female, but cats don't necessarily have the instinct to drink as much water as they need. That's interesting because Reishi and Kittles, like when she's been gone, and I think the longest she was gone was 10 days, I would definitely have to refill the water bowl at least every other day. So they're drinking water.
yeah, they'll drink
Yeah.
water, but I guess not to what they
What they
always
need.
But the other part of it is it's that fine line that cats are prone to kidney issues. So then are they drinking too much, and now you've got
Oh.
a kidney issue? So it's like, where's the balance? Because I'll
Okay.
watch our cats, and they're drinking just fine. I'm thinking they're drinking just fine. I don't know any different.
Maybe I could ask you this then, and
Oh.
it has something to do with the spay and neuter thing. So Reishi's the one that I take videos of Reishi and send it to Gwen just
In
to
heat.
Yeah, because I do the same thing I do to her dog Tina. She has a black lab where I say in a nice voice, but I'm saying mean shit to the cat.
pisses
Well, you
me off all
know.
the time.
I'm like, oh Reishi, you're so stupid, and I'll take videos and send it to Gwen just to irritate her. But I had noticed, so when I first moved in with Ame, Reishi was not spayed, and she would have periods of going into heat, and Reishi just like latched onto me as soon as I moved in. She loved me. Like I would get up in the morning, and she'd be following me around, even when she wasn't in heat. Which when she was in heat, it was just her following me around, sticking her ass in the air and meowing. But even when she wasn't in heat, I would just scoop her up and put her right here on my shoulder, and I could pet her, and she just snuggled and loved it. As soon as she got spayed, she'll still come for attention, but if I pet her and goes too close down to her backside, she'll start like she doesn't want me around that area anymore. And I don't know if it's because, is it just her instincts have changed now that she's spayed, or is it the trauma of the surgery and that's a sensitive... Yeah, but she's gotten more bitchy, and she still comes in. You've seen the videos. She loves to come in and roll around on my bed in my guitar case. But I have to be more careful about. She doesn't like to be picked up as much by me, at least. Like Alame is fine, but she wants my attention and wants me to pet her and scratch under her chin, but she doesn't want me to pick her up. And that totally changed after being spayed.
Cats are their own little creatures.
Yeah.
And sometimes when they bite, they are overstimulated and they don't want you to touch them. All of our cats, if you get to a certain area on them, they'll bite us. And I'm just like, okay, you don't like that anymore.
It kind of reminds me of wives.
Ha!
I set you up for that. Sorry.
Good times.
I mean, I've had a few, so I'm kind of an expert in this area. You know we were going to do this, Gwen. Just self-deprecating jokes at my expense is what I meant. That's what I meant.
How old do they have to be before they get neutered? Like,
I think it's 6 weeks.
Oh, jeez.
oh, okay, so it's
Okay.
quick.
Young.
Okay, and then
They have to be a certain weight.
because I have come across like stray kittens. What's the best place to take them to?
If they're really
Besides you.
young, if they're really young, they're supposed to. Sometimes they say leave them because mom might come around, but if they look like they were dumped,
Oh.
I mean,
okay.
it's really hard to say. I mean, it's hard to say.
Yeah.
There's a whole. I am not the expert. I'm just one of the sources of where you take them, and then I try to figure it out.
Yeah.
But there's a whole thing online that they say this is what you do if you find a cat. That's what I kind of follow.
So you can kind of Google it now.
Yeah, you can.
AI, thank God.
Totally. And there's so many different agencies out there that can
Yeah,
help.
so she lives in Battleground. Is there a rescue area agency up there? Or?
Furry friend. I mean, they're all kind of Clark County. So it's like Furry Friends and the Paused It or Pod It Forward and then the Humane Society. But everybody's so busy because people don't fix their cats and then they get out. And
So that's the issue right there. Is you're not spaying neutering, and there's cats are being born that nobody wants, and they literally people are just fucking dumping them.
Yeah.
Look, and I understand certain. I'm not judging everybody. I have certain people might be in a situation where they ended up with a litter of cats they didn't plan for, and they literally can't deal with it. But I'm like,
that was Haley went to Walmart one day. The Haley that brings me all the cats.
Yeah.
She called me and she's like, sent me a picture of all the cats.
Oh, jeez.
And she's like, I can't leave them here. I'm like, bring them.
at
So
Walmart, they were in the parking lot.
Somebody was trying to give them away at Walmart. in the
Oh,
parking
I
lot.
see. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Got
And
it.
so he was doing that, and he kept her number, and sure enough, the next year, she's like, he's doing it again. And I'm like, I don't have the capacity right now to do this.
The same person.
Same person. And he's like, this time I'm getting
Is he
rid of
selling
mom.
them?
No, he's just getting rid of them, and he just never fixed
geez.
mom.
That's what I'm saying. Why don't you just fix? Will the Humane Society do that for free?
There's a low income program.
Okay,
where you can.
got it.
It can be expensive. Like when we take our cats to the vet, it's between $400 and $700, so it's not cheap.
But there
So
is
there
some
are
financial
programs.
assistance you can get.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. There are clinics, there are programs, there are things.
And what funds? I don't know why I thought about this. The Humane Society and all that. Where are they getting their funding? Is it all donations? Is there some government tax money going to it?
I know they have fundraisers and they
So,
have.
but they don't necessarily have a revenue source from the city or the county.
I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't get that too into the weeds on that one. They're great. I mean, they have lots of great volunteers. I mean,
Yeah.
I met a lot of them, and it's nice because they have, like, I don't know if they're community programs or what, but people who are mentally challenged are in there, and they can do laundry, they can do dishes, and they'll
Yeah.
have like a guide that's with them, and so they're doing stuff, and they're
But it's almost like a job placement
yeah,
for them.
kind of
What you
something to
do, kind of like what
Yeah.
they do at Goodwill.
Probably.
Although I'm sorry, you said this is
This
volunteer.
is volunteer. It's all
work.
volunteer
Okay,
work.
got
But
it.
they go in there, they do laundry, they can
Yeah,
they get to
yeah.
interact, and they
Yeah.
provide a service, and it's great. And
And it looks good on a resume.
Yeah,
If
so-
they were gonna get a different.
yeah. So
Oh my gosh, that's
it was
awesome.
fun. I mean, it was fun, and fascinating things. I mean, there are animals that are involved in custody things, and they're on hold, and you can't photo them, and you can't talk
Custody
about them.
things.
Yeah, like there will be some sort of either dispute within a household,
Like because of a divorce or something?
something legally involved. It's not
Then the
just
Humane Society
legal.
will have to like hold the cat until it's settled.
cat or dog. Yeah, I saw several dogs. There
Oh.
were ones that were part of like hoarding situations. There were ones that part of biting situation. There were parts of like they
Got
have
it.
all sorts of different legal things that go on there
Because if
too.
like if a dog bites somebody and it gets reported to the police, then they
Something.
have to put it in quarantine. They
Yeah,
have to hold
yeah,
it until
yeah.
it's disposed
Yeah.
of. And okay.
It's not just like you just go and buy an adopted cat. There is
Yeah.
a whole or dog. There's a whole thing that goes on back in the scenes. So
Behind the scenes.
behind
yeah.
the scenes. So
Jeez.
it was fun. I mean, it was fun, but it was I think it was a 2-hour week commitment minimum, and it wasn't a big deal. But then the job came up, and
Yes, so
I got
let's
into it.
I mean, let's check the running time. This is awesome. We're already 25 minutes into it. See, time flies. Gwen is the best guest ever. Just like it seems like we just sat down. But yes, so you only
Well,
were.
this is interesting. I'm like, this is like the best.
Yes.
Okay, I try to watch some of the podcasts, but some are more interesting than others. Just gonna say.
All my previous guests, that wasn't personal
All
to
of
you guys.
you were amazing.
But she, Krista probably can't make it through all of my podcasts, but you guys, all my guests are amazing. I appreciate all of them. That's awesome. So you were only officially retired, quote unquote, for only a year. I thought it was longer than that.
It was almost to the day. So, and I wasn't looking for a job,
Right.
but Jason's work, he was talking to his boss, and she said, we need somebody who can do this. And he's like, I know somebody who can do that.
Oh, so you were not
right.
looking. The company had a need, and Jason's like, I know somebody that actually is totally qualified for that.
Yes.
Cool.
And she's like, well, what about this? They need to do this. He's like, yep, she's done that. What about this? She just done that. Well, what
Right
about
now,
that?
you've done everything in this industry.
I've done a lot
Most.
of personal lines things. I was a property adjuster for 6 months when I lived in Minnesota, and I was horrible at it. I hated it. It was so overwhelming, and I hated it. So I jumped ship from that line of business and went to a different line of business.
You and Jason both were never agents, right? Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah. So they said, yeah, and it was one of those weird things. It's like, who you know? So they're like, hey, can you start on this day? I'm like, okay. And I never talked to my direct boss, who was a chief of something. I don't remember what her title is.
But is this all remote work?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Now,
I never go back to an
now
office
unlike Jason, technically is remote work, but he has to travel a lot.
not anymore.
Oh, he's not?
He hasn't traveled since COVID.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. He's had a couple business trips, and actually he had one in
good.
January. They went to Chicago.
Okay.
And it was something got postponed because of the weather in Chicago, and then they're like, okay, we're gonna rebook it. So they rebooked it 2 weeks later. Got out there, had dinner, and by the time they had dinner, the meeting got canceled. So he flew back the next day. So he literally went to Chicago for dinner and came home the next day.
You hear stories about like, hey, let's hop on a plane and go to wherever for lunch, and then they fly back the same day. He kind of did that.
He did that, but not intentionally.
That's hilarious.
So yeah, they then when they brought me in, they're like, oh, I guess we should probably have your resume. And I'm like, okay.
Even though we already hired you.
Right, and so I'm a consultant is my title, and I'm the only one that does what I do. Nobody knows what I do, and nobody can direct me on what I do because they are looking to me to be the expert in this field.
Seriously. So
Seriously.
what is your title is consultant, but what? And share only what you can, but what are you doing?
So originally they brought me in because the role that we have is between insurance companies and contractors. So if you have a homeowner's claim,
Yep.
and your kitchen floods,
Yes.
we this company, insurance company, will send your claim to us, and we assign a contractor to go out there and dry your home.
Oh, okay.
And then if you need to have something rebuilt, we can assign a contractor to that. And we stand behind a warranty for that. So if they do something and they don't do it correctly and there's more damage or other damage or something else happens, we come in and we take care of the problem.
Okay.
So instead of having the homeowner having to go search for their own person, deal with their own person, we're kind of the middleman for that. So
once the homeowner files the claim, you guys then have to find the people who are going to fix it and whatever. Okay.
And we have a whole network of people that do that. So when we have to pay these warranty claims, and I say warranty because it could be anything. It's not just workmanship. It could be.
I knew as soon as they opened the door and saw this, they'd leave. It works. Having
glare
all
at
the
them.
equipment, all the equipment works. They're like, oh, they think I booked the room. And sorry, I want to finish that, but I forgot to do it. I'll give a shout out to Brothers Cascadia's Evergreen downtown taproom location. They have been amazing. Let me record here whenever I want. They have this awesome room kind of across the breezeway. Which advertisement, it can be rented out and reserved, reserved for private events. I don't think they charge anything for it. Literally, if you want to have an event here, they just give them the...
Way to go selling their product and giving it away.
That's how fuck you, Gwen. They're amazing. So obviously they expect you, if you're going to take the room over, you're going to spend money on food and beverage here. But they will just let you reserve it, and they put it in the calendar, and you can have the room. And it's a really great space. So I really do appreciate Brothers Cascadia. Thanks for fucking up my promo. I'm
Do what I
kidding.
can. I do what I
I'm
can.
kidding. Love you, Gwen. Anyway, it's not, I'm assuming it's not just homeowners. Does this also involve auto claims? And
Nope.
okay.
home.
Nope, just home.
But if somebody has an issue, they have their home warranty, whatever, your company or you find the contractors that can fix it. If it doesn't get done right, you're gonna find somebody else to
We
fix
stand
it.
behind that. So when
Yeah.
we stand behind that, the role that I was hired to do, so let's say XYZ vendor damages a piece of furniture. They're doing something and they damage something in your house.
Like they came in to do the repair,
Repair.
but they damaged something else.
They damaged something else, or they didn't put something in right, or
Yeah.
something didn't get done right, and we have to stand in and pay for that problem.
Okay.
My role was to go back to that contractor and say, hey, we paid X amount of dollars to take care of this problem, you need to pay us back. Or, was this covered under your insurance policy? I'm filing a claim to go and recover those funds under your insurance policy.
Was it covered under the contractor's insurance
Yes,
policy, what you're
yes,
saying?
yes.
So you give the contractor the option of,
Pay
you
it.
want to go back and fix it yourself, or do you want to submit a claim to your insurance company so we can get reimbursed for it? And then you'll have to find somebody else to fix it.
There's a there's different ways to handle it.
You
But
following all
basically,
this?
basically we
Well,
were
I'm sitting there thinking about my own insurance company. I hope I just never have a problem.
insurance, that's like a whole nother podcast I can get into, but
Oh, yeah.
they didn't have anybody that knows insurance. They don't know how to file claims. They don't know how to speak insurance, so they needed an insurance person.
Because it is a specific language.
It is a very specific language.
That's
not,
why you're so valuable to them.
not everything is covered under a policy, and then you have to be able to speak recovery language, which when I worked for farmers, I did subrogation, which is basically recovery of things. So I had to know how to do those and what you can do. So this turned into, I started doing that, and then I started realizing, well, they actually shouldn't have been paying some of these things because they fell outside the warranty or something. This was another claim altogether. And I started saying, hey, why aren't we investigating these a little bit better? And they're like, we don't know how to investigate claims. So then now I had to start doing risk stuff and saying, no, you probably shouldn't have been paying this to begin with.
And when you say you shouldn't have been paying this, you're talking about your company. So your company has been paying out when they shouldn't have, but they just didn't know. And you know. Oh.
So then it turned into that. And then in the rare occasion where you have something go really south and the homeowner sues their insurance company for something and we were involved with some portion of it, there's litigation. They need somebody to monitor the litigation. I'm not an attorney. I keep telling them I am not an attorney because they're like, well, what should we do with this? I'm like, I am not an attorney.
You should
but
talk
I
to an
am
attorney, but here's
this
some
is what
advice.
yes. So now I manage, I think my day is spent mostly managing litigation, dealing with risk problems, sending oddly cease and desist letters a lot and weird things. And it's just because nobody knows what to do or how to handle it.
Wow.
So that's how my job morphed. And now I rarely deal with recoveries. And when I do, it can be good because my contract was written in a way that I get a percentage of what I recover.
Okay.
But then they realized I was doing so much other stuff that they wrote a piece of it to be, well, if you do hourly stuff and you log it, we'll pay you this amount. And I'm like, okay. So now they've come to me and said, we just think we want to make you a permanent employee. I'm like, okay.
Oh,
So
because
now-
up to this point you were a contract
I am a
employee.
contract
Well,
employee.
you still are. Okay.
And they keep extending my contract a month until they can figure out what the terms are. And they're like, I think they're afraid to tell me what the terms are at this point. So
Because
we'll see.
they probably know that you know your value.
I told them what I thought where my value was based on my last job.
Yeah.
And I said, this is what my compensation package was at my last job. And I'm doing this much more. And I think from last I heard, they indicated that, yeah, we see that, but I don't know what they're
And
coming.
also, everything's anonymous, and I don't know this for sure, but I don't think you need to work. So you have the comfort of being able to say no if they don't meet your offer. And
Yes.
never mind. We probably shouldn't be talking about this on a podcast.
Yes,
So.
and you can switch. You can go this route. That my mom died in 21. I'm an
Yeah.
only child, and I inherited everything in her world.
Yeah.
And then my aunt died. Her sister died in December of 24, and I inherited everything from that.
whoa.
That, And when I say that, it's like the mess that came with it, because she was a hoarder, and she had a house in Southside Chicago that she grew up in, that she moved back into to take care of my grandma. And she had 3 stories of hoarding papers. And it took me 2 months, 3 months to go through all that.
Yeah.
And I had to fly back and forth from Chicago to Washington, and I burned myself to the ground between my main job, which was a new role at Farmers, which was more litigation, more attorney involvement, bigger injuries, and it was a lot of work, and it was a lot of stress, and it was 12-hour days already, and then I'm frying myself out over here, and finally I got to the point in April of, was it 25 then? No, 24.
24, yeah.
So she died in 23, so 24, I'm like, I can't do it anymore. I can't make it to the farmer's retirement age, which is you have to have 30 years in and be 55. I said, I cannot do it. And I had the luxury of being able to take out.
Yeah.
And I remember my mom always saying, don't, if you enjoy life, basically. She said, enjoy life, because it flies so fast, and
and before you know it, it's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
And I have more life behind me than in front of me. So
I say that all the time. We have passed that. Oh, I'm sorry, Gwen. You're only 35. But yeah, yeah. It is funny how your mind, your perception, and perspective changes once you realize there's less time ahead than behind. Yeah.
I hear that, and I see it. I'm on TikTok a lot, and every time that comes up, I'm like, flip it, because it's so depressing.
Yes.
It's like,
In a way, it can be inspiring, because it reminds you to cherish every moment.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm gonna start tearing up. I am gonna pause for a second, go to the bathroom and get a refill. Do you want anything else?
Water.
Okay, cool. I can do that. Gwen, you're good?
I'm good.
You want water?
I have water.
Okay, let me pause this.
No ice. Please.
Something related to that, and including
crazy.
my mom, my aunt.
Yeah, I just, as I walked back here and saw you guys, I was like, that was stupid. I'm used to only having just me and the guest. I should have just left it recording, because you guys were
Oh yeah,
talking.
you missed out on all sorts of good
Yes,
stuff.
and that would have been infinitely more interesting than anything I asked, because I'm an idiot, so. Say it, Gwen, it's fine.
No, I've got no words.
All right. So you and Jason are both pretty much full-time remote. He has to travel sometimes for business, but you don't have
Rarely.
to. That is awesome. So, gosh, and
I will say, when I retired, if I have another, like, he was my boss, but he just retired. He's 54, and his wife's 55, and he just retired. I know.
Shut up.
But he just retired, and I'm like, it's probably going to be better for them, because they retired together. Jason still has a few years that he wants to put in. There's a reason why, being related to some stuff at work, and it makes sense for him to stay. But if you're by yourself, it
maybe
doesn't
another
make sense.
3 or 4
Ish. Yeah, I think 59 is his goal.
Cool.
If not sooner.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's earlier than a lot of people get to
Yeah,
retire,
yeah.
so that's cool.
And I really started to feel older being retired, because I was just sitting around wasting time, and they may turn to me tomorrow and go, we don't need you anymore, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Like, it's not something that would be, okay, that's fine. This fell into my lap for a year. It's cool, but
You'd be fine.
I'd be fine.
And are you happen to put in 40 hours a week, or is it a little less?
I could basically.
Oh, actually, maybe you shouldn't tell your boss how much you actually work.
they
Never
don't.
mind.
They don't care.
And don't worry, I still only have you and my cousin Teresa.
Hi,
I should
Teresa.
say this. This is one of my 2 listeners, Gwen. Yes, that I always give shout outs to. And then my cousin Teresa is like, I also listen. So Gwen and Teresa are my 2 listeners, and nobody else ever sees this. So.
But you know what? That's the great part of insomnia. I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, what am I going to do? I'm going to listen to Ken's podcast. I don't have to work any set hours. I've asked this question. Do I have to work? Nope. Just tell us when you don't want to work and when you're not going to be there, so we know, and that's fine. Under this contract, that's how it is. If I'm an employee, I'm sure I'll have some hours. But unfortunately, if I'm not working, I'm not trying to make money. But
is it almost a situation where you're able to see if there's work that needs to be done, you'll get on and do it? But if there's nothing that has to be done, you have the flexibility. Like they don't need me right now.
I could, but there's no shortage of work.
So
absolutely
anytime you want to work,
I'm working 12 hours a day.
Okay.
And we were technically off last week. We were going to go to Spokane, Idaho, Spokane area, and that's Jason's new thing. He wants to move out of this area, so he's looking at that area.
Yeah.
But Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we're going to be over there, and then we're doing some things to the house to update it, and we realized we should probably stay home and take care of this because the whole upstairs carpet's going to be removed on Tuesday. I'm like, we should probably get the house in order. So we stayed home, but he worked. We both worked every day, and he's working today. So
that's why Jason can't be on the podcast.
Yes.
He's working.
He's working
on a Sunday. Gosh,
there's no shortage of work to do at all. So
holy crap.
yeah.
Oh, well, what else do I want to catch up on with you about?
I don't know.
God,
it's a very boring life over here.
No, it's not. It's way too exciting, obviously.
No, there's really not much going on. I mean, we have work. That's what we do.
All right.
And your cats.
And the cats.
Yes.
It's kitten season.
What's that mean?
It's usually spring, but it's actually all year round. But I would imagine I should be seeing some kittens show up on my doorstep here soon. But
You mean the rescue thing?
yeah, like they born in the spring.
There tends to be
more
a
kittens.
season or a time of year when litters are more common than others.
Correct. So that is time is now. So I'm just waiting.
Okay.
Just waiting. But
And you're getting the house ready, the guest suite, the
bathroom,
the
for the
mother-in-law
kittens.
suite, whatever.
as we need. I mean, and I roll around in my car with supplies. I've got cat food. I've got all sorts
Do you
of
like
water.
literally carry the traps around too in case you have to?
No, I don't carry the traps. I'm not there yet. I do have one in my Amazon cart, but I have not purchased it yet. Yeah, it's quiet. Life is quieter at this age. So
It should be, and that's good, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
and
you're still working a lot.
I'm
but
still working, but you just kind of realize who's important in your world, and you focus on those people and the ones that
Yeah.
don't drain the life out of you.
Yes.
And that you start to realize your bubble shrinks, and we're fine with that. So
Yeah.
I
Yes,
like
you have
the
a
bubble.
clarity of perception.
yeah.
And yeah, I actually love that you said that because that's something I've realized in the last, starting to appreciate the important people in my life and, trying to, which, again, this is why I brought the tissue in. You're one of those. You and Jason are one of those. That's why I stayed in contact with you. That's why I keep badgering you guys. And you and Jason were awesome because they did, you were out of town that weekend, but they did randomly come meet me in Emmenor. On the way to the casino, of course.
Always.
Yes. And I think you must have been up with
somewhere.
Tori. I think
Okay.
you were up with Tori. Her daughter lives up, and she went to college at Western Washington in Bellingham, but now her and her boyfriend Joel live closer to Burlington, which is a little bit
Burlington.
south.
Yeah, it's a teeny bit
So
closer.
Gwen grew up in Kirkland. Is that close?
Mukilteo. And my mom
Mukilteo.
lived in Arlington.
Okay.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
So that's where she's
I know.
from.
Yeah, alright.
So you went to the same high school Stephen Long did.
Well, for 2 years.
For 2 years.
Actually, we were out last night with Brady's girlfriend's parents.
Okay.
So they were up here helping them move into their apartment together.
Ah.
Oh, where's the apartment at?
112th area.
That's awesome.
49th and it's called
Yeah.
112 something. But
Right on.
so they were down here and they're up in by Alex. They live up by
Oh,
Alex.
they are. They do. Okay.
The parents do, and so they
Yeah.
were down here, and we met with them, and we were talking about it. And he went to St. Louis, which is where I went for grade school, and Eastside Catholic
Okay.
for high school. And my last 2 years of high school were Redmond High, and Stephen Long went to Redmond High.
That's what it was.
And
I'm
I did
sorry.
my last 2 years there. So we were talking about the teachers there, and we knew the same teachers, we knew the same families, and so small world, small
Way
world.
too small sometimes.
That's pretty cool.
But yeah, Stephen Long and I, definitely different decades, but
Yes.
but we went to the same school, so we,
So as a reminder, Stephen is married to Alex, which is her oldest stepdaughter.
not to be confused with Stephen, who's married to Haley, the
Yes.
middle child.
So Pam and Jason had 3
I
kids.
cannot- I know,
No,
draw
there's
it
gonna be
out.
a-
I know.
There's going to be
I
a
need a
test
picture.
afterwards. So Pam and Jason had 3 kids, 2 daughters, Alex and Haley, and the youngest is Brady, their son.
Mm-hmm.
But both Alex and Haley ended up getting married to Stevens. They're both married to Stevens. And they got married within a year,
Less
year
than
and a
a year.
half, less
To
than a year.
Stevens.
Oh yeah, because it was October and June, May.
And
Yeah.
they both go by Stephen.
Not
Yeah.
Steve.
They're not Steve.
No, it's
They're
Stephen.
Stephen.
It's Stephen Long and Stephen Brown.
But then not to be confused with Jean Long's boyfriend, Steve.
That's right. So Stephen Long's mom is named Jean.
Jean Long.
And her boyfriend is Stephen.
Steve.
Yeah.
He is a
Steve.
Steve.
He's a Steve.
So at least he's a Steve.
My dad's a Steve.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Say,
right.
let's throw another Steve in there.
So her dad is no longer with us, but Steve and her mom is Sandy. This is too funny because after I met her, there was a lot of Sandys in my life. Because my friend, you remember I did the podcast with him. My friend that I went to high school with who passed from
away.
cancer. His mom, who lives in Madras, is Sandy.
Okay.
Her mom is Sandy, and one of her good friends, a retired. Was Sandy a school teacher? She was a librarian.
She was a PE teacher.
PE teacher. I'm sorry. But they run together. They run every Sunday. And she's retired now. But her name is Sandy. So I get a ton of Sandys that I'm trying to keep track of. A ton of Stevens. There's only one Gwen.
A whole bunch of Stevens. Yes.
There should be only one.
There should only be one Gwen. The world actually needs more Gwens.
Yeah.
But
People joke because they're like, well, you're with your parents. They either hit the jackpot or they're like, absolutely not. We're not doing this again.
I think they hit the jackpot with you, and that's why they said we don't need any more. I hit the jackpot with Kristen. That's why I didn't want any more.
Yeah.
So.
Right. Exactly. You knew she was perfect.
Holy crap! So if they do come at you with the offer you want, how long would you want to continue working before you call it an actual retirement? Because I feel like you would have plenty of things, projects. You're not going to be bored in retirement. You have plenty of stuff you want to do.
Even though we have the project, we have the list of projects. It's just how old do I want to feel? Like, because the projects we have are something that we want to do when we don't have the energy anymore. Like sitting and doing, artsy type things, or he inherited coins from his grandma, and we were started to go through those during the winter. And then when my aunt passed away, we found a lot. She was again a hoarder of everything, buckets and buckets of coins all over the house, hidden in random places, money hidden in random places. Like every time we went through a drawer, we found money. And it was
you told me this.
Yes,
yeah.
and we cleaned out an entire dresser drawer of hers, went through it, left the clothes, went through it. It was a running joke because we'd go back to that drawer and the next day there would be money in there. I'm like, how the hell is this happening? 4 people have gone through this drawer and we have taken out money each and every time. We can't be missing it. I go, is this house haunted? Like, is this a money drawer? We'll open it up. Finally, as we started to take things out of the drawer, the money stopped filling. But every time we went to this drawer, it wasn't always a lot of money, but it was like, here's a 20, and we found hundreds of gift cards. And cards she never opened, like cards from my grandma my grandma died in 2011. She had cards from my grandma.
And I'm sorry, you're talking about your aunt.
Yeah, we found aunts.
Yes.
My aunt had cards from my grandma that my grandma gave to her that had, here's happy birthday, $100, happy birthday, Target card, happy birthday.
Money's still in the card.
Yes, she never opened it. So we did this. We kept going through the house, and we were afraid to throw things out because there was money in every corner of the house. So those are the projects. Like, we have oodles of coins we need to go through, but we don't want to sit there and go through them.
Yeah, maybe do a catch up on that, because last time you were on the podcast, I feel like you were kind of in the midst of this. Because you had your mom's house and your aunt's.
I didn't have my aunt's house at that time.
I mean, is that all kind of taken care of?
Everything's done.
Thank God.
And this will be my pitch for getting your shit in order before you die and leave it to family members.
Yes.
Because my mom, after we went through Jason's dad, Jerry's stuff, and he left that disaster to us, we're like, absolutely not. We went, we got our will trust in order, we got everything in order. It's probably still has some things that, I mean, there's still a lot of stuff we have around, but at least the paperwork will be in order.
Yeah.
But at least with my mom, when she was diagnosed and we didn't know how long, we had a mobile notary come in, write some stuff up, and then we had some time, and then we got our estate attorney involved, and he wrote it up so that everything just flowed to me on death. Yes. So we didn't have to deal with the house, we didn't have to deal with accounts, we didn't have to deal with anything. And it was easy peasy. Because you're dealing with a bunch of crap you don't want to deal with, and you're already screwed up in the head, and then you don't want to deal with this, and now you're rushing to get things done. Because I'm leaving a house in Arlington with nobody in it, and
your mom's house.
And nobody, the neighbors knew she was gone, and I'm like, somebody's gonna break into this house, and then all this shit's gonna be gone. Same with my aunt. I was sitting at her kitchen table one night at 7 o'clock at night going through mail. That's what I would do every night. I would be going through paperwork, garbage this way. And all of a sudden I heard something over the music, and I turned the music off, and I heard it again, and I'm like, I messaged the neighbor. I go, were those gunshots? Yeah, just stay in the house until the police clear the area. I'm like, excuse me?
I think you actually pulled up a Google image. You showed me your aunt's house at one point. But yeah, so it was. I don't know. It's not the worst area of
Yeah,
Chicago.
it is.
The worst. The
Do you-
South Side.
Shameless. That's the
Yes,
neighborhood.
that's TV series.
Jason looked up the neighborhood. It's
Yes.
like where they
Where they shot that.
four blocks away.
So she had to make several trips back to handle all the stuff
Yeah.
after her aunt passed, and that's where she was at in
Yeah.
the rough part of Chicago.
So my grandma's backyard or my aunt's backyard, and then there's an alley. Everything's an alley.
Yeah.
And there's an alley. Then there's a kids park, and then there's a fire station. Next to the fire station, there was a drive-by shooting, and they just shot him in the street. I'm like,
Jesus.
I'm like, exactly. And she's like, stay. And I was not staying in this house. I was not staying in this house. I fear that my whole dead family is haunting this house. So I stayed in a hotel, and I'm like, I am getting the hell out of here. And so I waited. A cop drove by. I'm like, this seems like a safe time. I bundled it up and took
Follow the
all
cop
the
out of
mail
here.
out to the hotel, and then I sat on the bed at the hotel and
So
went
you
through
got a
bed.
police escort
That's
back to the
hilarious.
hotel.
Basically,
God.
but I don't know what idiot in me thought it was safe to, when my aunt was in the hospital, it was 11 o'clock at night, and I'm trying to walk from the hotel, or from the hospital to the hotel at 11 o'clock at night
Yeah.
in Southside Chicago. And I'm like, at the end of this, I'm like, I don't know how I'm
I don't
still
think you
alive.
had all your
Yes.
faculty. You were distracted,
I
obviously.
had to take a red eye out because they're like, you need to get here soon.
Yeah.
And so I had to take a red eye out, and I got to Seattle at 11. I took the 11 out, and I got there at 5 a.m. And I don't know if you've ever been to O'Hare, but
No, I
O'Hare,
actually haven't.
another
Is it a mess?
terrifying airport. You
Cluster?
cannot, nobody can stop to pick you up. You literally have to run alongside the car and jump in. 'Cause the cops there are like, nope, keep it moving. I'm like, can I not put my suitcase in the car? So
Oh my God.
one of the family members by marriage picked me up at like 5 in the morning and dropped me off at the house, and then took me to the hospital, and a couple days later she had passed. So then I'm back at the house trying to get everything in order, planning a funeral, doing all this stuff.
Yep.
So you're just not in your right mind. But yeah, I thought it was a great idea to walk from in the middle of the night, and I'm like, I should be dead. I really
So I
should be
think
dead.
what kind of got us off on this tangent was, yes, I have, especially going through, you went through it, but going through, my mom and my dad passing, and, I don't know, I mean, your mom's still here, so I don't know what it was like for your dad, but get your shit in order.
Yeah, get your
so
shit in
So
order.
your kids don't, because it's not just all the legal paperwork, it's also having to go into wherever they're living and go through a mountain of shit. Like, keep your stuff in order so it's easy.
Yeah.
And don't have a bunch of stuff you don't need. Make it simple. Make it easy to find stuff. If it's going to be a will or whatever, have all that stuff organized, print it out, give it to your kids in an envelope so that it's very simple once you pass. I have all the documentation I need. I know exactly what insurance policies might affect me. And if there's any real property, I have the titles, or I can paperwork that says this is going to be passed to me if it's paid off, yada fucking yada. But also, don't let them have to go into your, and I'm not speaking ill of the family members. Yeah, it's tough when you have to go in and just go through piles and piles of stuff.
Yeah, beneficiaries on accounts are amazing. Like,
Yes.
everything just transfers.
Yes.
You don't have to worry about anything.
Yep.
Deed on death is fun. Like, you don't have to go through any of that stuff. It's just much easier, but it doesn't pertain to just our age. It's the kids that have children now. It's like, if something happens to you guys and you travel, you're going to leave this child with no paperwork. Like, they're not gonna know what to do. Like, and that's gonna, what's gonna happen to the child? Like, where is this child gonna go? You have how many grandparents that are would want to take over, custody of this child?
Yeah.
I mean, so get your life in order there too. So I don't know. It's just, it gets ugly.
Yeah, and again, as we age, you start thinking about this shit, because I definitely don't want, like, Kristen to have to go through, and it wasn't horrible. I mean, luckily I have 2 brothers that were able to help with our dad and my mom and stuff, so, but yeah, Kristen's an only child, so, like, when I go, I would like to make it as simple for her as I can, so, words of wisdom to live by.
Yeah.
So you mentioned some remodeling, recarpeting the house. Are you kind of? But the end goal here, with this is new, obviously 'cause we haven't talked about it. But when you retire, you guys want to move over to northern Idaho kind of area, like Coeur d'Alene, or what are you looking at?
No, Washington has just gotten very expensive.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, I'm hearing it.
Um,
Oh, that's right. They just introduced if you make more than $1 million a year, they're going to tax you. And so Gwen makes more than $1 million a
I
year.
do not make more
that's
than
a
$1 million.
That's a fact. I'm fucking with you.
I wish that was my problem.
Horrible problem.
It's it's crowded. I think space is part of it too, because I mean you're on top of your neighbors.
I guess what I meant was you're doing some home improvements for
Just because.
what you want, or to make it more valuable when you sell it.
Well,
a little bit of both.
Surprisingly enough, we've been there almost 9 years. I don't know how that happened. But
Seriously?
9 years.
Yes.
I know. So the carpet needs to go. He wants to update some paint.
God, I guess it has been that fucking
Yeah,
long.
and we had to move the Lego room. So
So Jason is it a Lego aficionado? Like Legos? Yes, it's amazing.
also known as a man-child.
I think Joel has that same problem.
Oh, really?
Yes. Oh man.
Very
Yes.
Her
expensive.
daughter's
Yes.
boyfriend apparently
Yes.
has the same issue.
Yeah.
It's an affliction.
So we're just updating because the carpet, needs new carpet, and Jason has a program that he's developed through work, and it also gives us a discount. So
Oh,
we're
that's
gonna,
awesome.
yeah. So just that, and updating our closets, like having built-ins. We had a company come in and do our
Nice.
pantry, and now they're going to do the closets after the carpet goes in. So just updating. It doesn't have to be because of retirement, but if we found either land or someplace better to go,
Yeah.
we would go there now. We're remote.
I
so
guess
we-
I was just gonna say, you're remote. You can move whenever you want. You don't have to wait for retirement. Okay.
But I mean, grandkids are here, friends are
Yes.
here. It's hard because I don't have any family. Like there is nobody else.
Right, but
around.
obviously,
Yeah.
well,
Other
you
than-
do have family. You have stepkids. Come on. They're
Married
family.
into.
I
I
know.
don't have
I know what you
biological
mean, but
family.
they
So-
kind of like you.
Sometimes.
Brady has always loved you.
Oh, that kid. But this is what I've known now. Like this is the longest place I've lived for my adult life.
Seriously, I guess I didn't put that together.
I did the math on it because when I was like 9
Because when you
years,
met Jason, you were still in the Seattle area, right?
but I had just moved back. I was there if you go from birth to now, when I was 9, we moved out of the house I was born and raised in.
Yeah.
And then we went into Woodinville, and we were only there a few years, and then I moved around a lot in my 20s and 30s, had a house with my ex-husband for 5 years.
So
And I just
guess,
kept moving every 5 years.
Because I wanted to hear the story. It's fucking amazing. But that's right. You weren't from Minnesota, but tell the story about meeting Jerry in the LAX airport. And he thought he just called Minnesota out. So Jerry is her husband Jason's dad.
Oh wait, I think I've heard this, but tell it again because
I might have.
something. Minnesota.
It was Palm Springs.
But this,
Yes.
I'm sorry, Palm Springs. But this was the first time Jason and Gwen obviously were together, and I guess are we talking 2014? Was Jason still living in the first house where I met you?
I was literally in Minnesota.
But you were living
so
in Minnesota.
It was either
So
2011 or 14.
it's only because you were living there.
11 or 12.
And
That's
you had
yes.
family there,
Yes.
obviously. But okay, so
I
maybe
have no
2012.
family in Minnesota. No.
I'm sorry, Chicago.
Okay.
God, sorry.
Yes.
I'm
No,
screwing
that's
this
where
up.
my
You
ex-husband
were-
left me in Minnesota.
Yes.
Don't get me started on
Yes,
that story.
oh, please. I have lots of space on my hard drive. Keep talking about it.
That's an
it was
amazing
not.
story
It was
itself.
not a good story. It was fucking amazing.
Hilarious.
But so you were in Minnesota because of work, farmers.
My ex-husband is why I was in Minnesota.
That's right. I'm sorry. I haven't listened back to your podcast. I'm sorry. But the first time, because Jerry had a house in Palm Springs, right?
He had he was in a retirement.
He was living down there.
He was a snowbird, so he would
That's right. He
Yes.
would live in Tualatin.
Yes.
And then when it was winter up here, he would go down to Palm
Yes,
Springs.
and then when it turned into Face of the Sun in April, we would drive him back.
Got it. So that's why you went down to drive him up. So you flew from Minnesota, to LAX?
No, Palm Springs.
There's an airport there.
It actually closes at like 8 or 9 o'clock at
Okay.
night.
Flew into Palm Springs, and then I can't remember, Jason flew in or drove. He drove down because you
No.
needed a car.
No, because
Jerry had a
we
car.
had Jerry's car.
Jerry's car.
So, because it was Jerry's car, we would drive back and
Okay,
forth.
so Jerry's living in Palm Springs at his place. They have to move him up. She flies in from Minnesota, gets there before Jason does. Jason's flight landed later. But when Gwen lands, comes out off the gate, and I don't tell the story. I don't remember how long it took before they called Minnesota out over the PA system.
Yeah, they're like, Minnesota, meet your party at wherever, and I'm like, all of a sudden I see Jerry with his oxygen tank swinging it down the
So yeah,
walkway.
Jerry at that age, he had an oxygen tank and he would carry it around with him. But he was posted up at the bar at the airport.
Yeah.
And
We
was
got
like,
hammered.
hey, can you page? And was it because he didn't remember your name, or he was
never
fucking
knew my
with you?
name.
He didn't know the name, so
He never knew my name.
He just had them page Minnesota. Your party is waiting for you at the bar at gate whatever.
And you
I'm
figured
like-
that one out.
I'm like, oh, that might be me, because I knew he called me Minnesota, but he didn't know my name. I don't think he knew my name until Jason got there, or I introduced myself. So we sat at the bar.
You heard the
Minnesota.
page, you're like, that must be for me. You went to the bar that they said he was at, and obviously when you walk up, you're like, that has to be Jerry.
Oh, yeah, I knew what Jerry looked like.
Yes.
Also
and-
worked for Farmers.
Oh,
At
that's
one
right. Yeah, I
point.
told her that.
Yeah.
Yes. So Gwen meets Jerry, and they sat there at the bar. How long did it take for
Couple
Jason?
hours.
So they were at the bar,
were
and
drunk.
Jerry
Absolutely.
got her trashed. So by the time Jason shows up,
We're hammered.
they're both hammered.
Jason's like, oh, Jesus.
Here
And
we
then
go.
Jason loads him up, gets in the car.
And go to a casino.
Oh,
Did you do
even
the
better.
casino before Taco Bell?
It wasn't Taco Bell, it was
Oh, I know what you're talking.
the red one.
Yeah.
Not Del Taco, that's not it.
I can't think of it.
I
but
can't think of it either.
But you went to the casino first.
First,
So
oh yeah, we
of
kept
course,
drinking,
Jerry
'cause that
was
was a
like,
great idea.
Jerry was like, let's go to the casino, and there's lots of those in Palm Springs, or at least one or two big ones.
Mm-hmm.
So you go there first, and Jason is being the dad here. He's caretaking for
Yeah.
both of
Two
them at this
idiots.
point.
And then we go to then we go through the drive-through and get
So
our.
they have time at the casino, do their thing, and then on the way back to Jerry's house in Palm Springs, somebody decided they needed tacos.
Of course. What else do you do after you're drunk?
you get tacos.
We tacos. So we went through the drive-through, and I'm hanging out the window.
Up the back seat?
I don't know. I don't know. I just remember that's the last one of the last things I remember, and this is so embarrassing.
No, say it.
I cannot. God.
Please, you have to. This is
I
the
don't
best.
know. We got into a top. Now, keep in mind, I was still in my 30s.
No, you were-
I was in my 30s,
Late 30s.
late 30s.
And this is the first time you had
First time I've ever met his dad.
you'd met Jason's
But his
dad.
dad was the most inappropriate person I have ever met, and he was the HR manager for Farmers. So, Jason is a fraction of his dad, and Jason is inappropriate in all ways that you like. So
He's pretty good. Most
he's
of the
good.
time.
That's what I mean. That's how
Yes.
bad Jerry was. So,
Right, he's a fraction of that.
Yes,
Yes.
he's a fraction of that.
Yes.
So I said something about his age or something, and I go, I bet you're so old you don't know what pussy tastes like.
Yes. That's what I was. That was the payoff, Gwen. Thank you. I can drop the mic and tap out. I wanted to get that story on mic again. You told it on the first
Yes.
podcast. But
So-
Jerry, you're so. Remember, she's hanging out with. It happened in the drive-through line.
And I think I remember hanging out the drive-through window on his side. Like and he wasn't driving. Jason was driving.
Right,
yes.
obviously.
So I'm hanging out the window and I'm ordering and whatnot. And so we order, we go, we eat. I wake up so hungover the next day. I just felt like.
But just to
gross.
clarify, the punchline was, and what prompted that? Did
The
Jerry?
punchline is coming.
Did Jerry make a smart-ass comment to you that made
I
you
don't
say that?
Probably something I don't know.
You're like, Jerry, you're so old. You don't remember what pussy
Right.
tastes like.
So then the punchline actually comes the next day when we're sitting there and I have got my sunglasses on. We're at a restaurant and it was like a greasy spoon restaurant.
And you're hungover.
And I have tea and toast. Like that is all I can manage. And I'm just like sitting there. And Jerry, without skipping a beat, he's like, "It's a little metallic-y." And I'm like, I don't
so
remember.
it probably took a minute,
No,
or did you not?
I'm
remember?
like, I was like,
what?
what? And
'Cause it was out of
Jason
the
busts
blue.
up laughing.
What's a little
To
metallic?
you, it was out of the blue.
It was to
Jason
me.
remembered.
Jason knew exactly what he was talking about. I'm
It's
like,
a little metallic.
and then Jason's like, "Do you not remember what you asked him last night?" And I'm like,
Yes.
"What?" And I'm like, oh my God. But I will tell you, I got home from that trip, and within a week, I had a bracelet, a sterling silver bracelet Jerry had made for me that said "cash out." Because when we were gambling, I was like, just betting. And he's like, take the money, cash. And I would never cash out. So he sent me a bracelet that I still have that says cash out.
Oh, that is so sweet.
But yes, but he was a hoot. And if I could party at their age the way they do, oh my God, I have never seen so many people drink like that hard at that age in this community. Like they have they're either high or drunk, and they're just rolling to people's houses.
So you're talking about the Palm Springs?
Yes, they're like in a trailer park community.
Because it was
a 55 and older community.
It was, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, a retirement area, but everybody
Mm-hmm.
owned. It wasn't like assisted living.
No.
Everybody had their own house, but you had to be a certain age to
Absolutely.
live there. Okay.
So yeah, they would pour drinks. Like half the thing was alcohol, and there was a splash. And I go, oh, we got into this Deep Eddy's. What was the grapefruit? And the one guy's like, oh no, I can't take that with my heart medication.
And you're like, did I just hear that?
Yeah, it's
This
like
is my new groove.
yeah. So anyway, Palm Springs was a great time until it wasn't, and then he had to sell. Jason ended up selling it, but he couldn't go there anymore because.
Oh no, the best story with your anxiety was when you had to drive them. and oh my God, Jason, this is with love. I did love your dad. I had the honor of making him a drink at
probably wasn't strong enough.
The first house that I met Gwen at before you guys moved into this one.
Oh God, that
your
one.
dad was there, and I was making drinks, and he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Can I make you something?" And I made it, and it was great. That was really cool. But yes, God, where was I going with that? I just lost my train of thought because I went off on a tangent. The zero fucks given old people. You were talking about living like that. I just lost it. It'll come back to me when I stop thinking about it.
And you're gonna pull a Jason where we ask him a question and 3 days later we get an answer and we're like, what?
Oh.
Yep. You'll have to text it when you figure it out.
I will. God. And it might. We
were talking about the trailers and the party trailers with the drinking, but yeah, when we had to clean out that trailer, it was a hoot because we were going through drawers and it was
that's right. So
old pot and condoms.
I'm assuming. Wait, say that again.
Yeah, like it was just stale pot.
They do expire.
Yes, and box of condoms that were just
so I'm assuming
dust.
Once Sherry passed, you guys took care of business, and did you guys keep it or just sell it? Yeah.
No, he got rid of that. That was before we were married. Because remember, we were building this house for Jerry so he could live in that sweet area. Because that's why there's little carpet and there's a roll.
So the house they have now has like an ADU.
Yeah,
nice.
But it's attached. It's not separate. It's not like a tiny home in the backyard. It's perfect. And actually, yeah.
He died before we even broke ground.
Right.
We signed papers and then he died on Father's Day.
So I should. I'll ask this, and it's not. This happens because I thought about it. It's not because I wanted to get on a camera. But how's Sheila doing?
She seems to do well.
Yeah. Sheila is Jason's mom.
But they were separated, divorced in Jason's 20s, so.
Yeah, long history
but she's
about
fine.
That. I mean, she's still living in Sunnyside area, Clackamas, and
Yeah.
she still has a Mercedes. She hasn't sold it yet.
No, I don't know.
She has this awesome 2008 or 2009 Mercedes Sports Coupe, like 2-door, with hardly any miles on it because she never drives anywhere. And I always told her, if you want to let that go, let me know. But she's doing great.
You just need a new
Seems to be. Like, we see her. I mean,
That's
I see her
awesome.
at least once a month. And then when we go out of town, she comes and cat sits, and she gets to get in all her Hulu and her shows. And we try to get Jersey to come over and see her. And
so obviously, whenever Sheila comes up, you can use the ADU for that.
She has that area. Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah.
Oh my gosh. So life is perfect. Is what I think to sum it up, Gwen's life is perfect. That's kind of what we established here.
I don't like to use the word perfect because that one opens the door for problems, but two, it's
never perfect.
It's in a good place. It's in a good place.
It's funny. I randomly, 20 or 30 episodes ago, interviewed Stephanie, a retired Portland cop, but her and her husband moved to the area. I think you're looking at Idaho. And I also have a friend that I randomly Jeremy that lives up there. Yeah, it sounds amazing.
It does. We get a lot of grief. Well, we get some grief from Haley, like, why do you want to leave? Your family's here. And I'm like, I'm not the instigator in this one. I have nothing locking me down. My marriage is the only thing.
So for some reason, the evil stepmom's getting all the shrapnel.
I don't know. I'm like, it's all, for the record, this is not my decision. This is Jason's doing.
Now it's documented.
Yes. So I have nothing other than a trip to a cemetery quarterly that I go to, and that is it. So if Jason,
it's not that far away.
It's not that far away. Alex and Stephen are, hell yeah, we'll go and visit you. It's the same distance and it's a quick flight. And
yes, it is. Like an hour at the most, 45 minutes.
Not even that, if that.
You fly into Spokane, right? Yeah, it's right there.
And if you drive, just slow down in Colfax.
There's a story there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got a speeding.
Isn't Colfax between Tri-Cities and if you're going north?
I don't know where the hell it is, but I know I got I got a rental car and I got a speeding ticket within an hour. So
I'm shocked.
And then I get there and everybody's like, Ken's like, what took you so long? And I pull out this 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. I go, I got a ticket. And I don't think it registered with you that I was serious that I got a ticket. And everybody's like, well, you don't speed in Colfax. No, that would have been a fun fact to know.
I'm sorry. Are you talking about for Alex's graduation?
Yes.
So Washington State University is in Pullman. And Colfax is this little town that you go through right before you get to Pullman. Very southeast Washington. That's right. I'm sorry. I did forget that.
Ken's just having a great time, and I'm like, I got a fucking ticket.
I got a fucking ticket. It was for her oldest stepdaughter's graduation at Wazoo. Yes.
Yeah, and I had a rental car that had Montana plates, and I think that's what got me pulled over. But as soon as he saw my Washington license, he gave me a lesser ticket. And I'm like, well, I didn't know you don't speed in Colfax. Nobody told me. But everybody was like, oh yeah, you don't do that. Well, tell me next time. Tell me where not to speed.
It's a very small town, like population, like maybe 1,000, 1,500. So there is a very short downtown area where you come off hour and a half of driving down a highway through nothing, and all of a sudden you come to a town, and you better slow the fuck down when you go through this short half a mile strip through some homes, a business area, and that's where they caught you.
Yeah, it was cool.
It was amazing.
But we just, I forget where the hell we were going. It was in the last year and a half. We were going somewhere and we got pulled over. Jason was driving, I was not driving.
Of course.
And he came on, we were in the truck and he came on my side. And when he came around, and I think this is how it played out. When he came around, I was trying to turn because he was on my side of the window and I took my seatbelt instead of having it cut me in the neck and go under my arm.
Right.
And we were going camping. It was last year.
You were reaching for a gun.
Right. No. We were going camping with Haley and Steven's family.
Yeah.
And we got pulled over somewhere along the way, and he came to my side, and I took my seatbelt and I moved it under me.
Yes.
And then he's like, "Do you always drive like that with your seatbelt?" And I look over at Jason. He's like, "I'm talking to you," and I'm like, "What?" And I looked. I'm like, "Oh, I don't know." He's like, "That's illegal." He's like, "If I really wanted to, I would make you come to my driving class so you could see, this driving class that we have." And I'm like,
was he maybe 30?
I don't know.
So you're getting chastised by somebody
probably
5 years younger than you?
Probably.
Yes.
So 5 years. But anyway, Jason got a speeding ticket, and I got a written warning for yes, like he meant business
not
for my
properly.
Yes,
but that's also
buckling up.
He's probably getting pressure to show some stats. Like, are you actually out there doing active?
Yeah.
Yes.
Haley loved that though. She's like, "Oh, you got a written warning." I'm like, "Yes, I got a written warning that, and if I do that again in Oregon, then it's going to be a class that I have to come back to and attend." And
Please let this happen. And
Seatbelt
tell me when it happens. I'll bring the camera. We'll do the podcast from your
of
class.
God. But that was the same
ridiculous.
year, last year, where we were there and we were sitting at the campsite, and all of a sudden we heard this atrocious noise, and I'm like, that wasn't good. And we all went running, and a guy had a seizure on this windy road, and it's a cliff on this side that comes down into the campgrounds, and then a rock wall this way. And he hit the rock wall, and the wife was trying to keep him contained on the road, and he ended up hitting and veering off the road. So the truck stayed straight, but the trailer rolled. And so we all heard this, and so of course
it was a trailer you heard.
We heard the trailer rolling down the hill, and the truck just kept going straight. It stayed on the wheels. But Jason is calm, and he jokes because he's calm in any emergency situation, he
Yes.
runs towards it, and I don't understand those people, and I'm like freaking out. But if you give him like the smallest thing, he'll freak out, and I'm like, how is this that you can run to an emergency?
No,
but
if it's really a big deal, he calms down.
I don't understand that. So
If it's
he
an
ran.
issue with the cat, he freaks out.
So he ran he grabbed his emergency bag and
Yes,
ring and
yes.
helped, and there were nurses on site, so they helped him. But then there's Ingester me who's taking photos. I'm investigating the scene. I'm tracking down the friends and the owners, and I'm like, here are all the photos. So we all have our role in life, I guess.
We're an hour and 15 minutes in, so I'm
That's
gonna
awesome.
stop the podcast. Doesn't mean you have to leave. But Gwen, fist bump. I so appreciate you. I'm happy to buy you another drink, but I'm gonna stop it so we can just visit a little bit
Yeah.
off camera.
Absolutely.
And Krista, thank you
yes,
for
I'm
also
still
being on
here
the
too.
podcast.
Oh, yes.
Thank
Dip
you.
your toe in the water there. Now
I
you get to do
did.
it again. You get your own.
This was awesome. I really appreciate your time.
Thank
Let me
you.
stop it right
That was
now.
interesting.
And then we can stop worrying about the camera.
Spay and neuter your cats.
Yeah, yes, do it, say it again.
What's his name? Who's the guy? Bob Barker. Spay and neuter
Spay
your,
and neuter your
cats.
Please, it would
Please do
create
that.
so much less work for Gwen.